Hey guys, Casual Gamer 84. Welcome back to the game room. Today I have a video for you, and I'm going to talk about my I don't want to say top five, but five pet peeves of mine when it comes to video game collecting. I even threw a bonus one in, so you will get a total of six, guys. If you want to know what my pet peeves are when video game collecting, stick around. Alright guys, so again, five pet peeves and a bonus one for a total of six. Things that really kind of annoy me, irk me, things that I don't like when video game collecting. There's several of them. I chose five and then a bonus one. We'll kind of talk about why it's a bonus one in a minute. But I only chose five because I want to hear from you all. So comment down below and let me know what are some of your pet peeves, or maybe elaborate on some of the ones that I give, of reasons why it irks you. I like hearing from you all. So without any more waiting, let's get right into it. What I have at number five, this is not in any particular order, but what I have at number five is know-it-all sellers or game store employees who treat you like your knowledge is inferior. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that know more about video games than me, and you all have probably all been here before as well. If you're not and you're new to collecting, you will get here. What I mean by this one is when you go into a game store, or you're buying something from someone at a flea market or something like that, from a seller, and like they just they have that attitude about them, like they know exactly what they're talking about, they know what they got, their stuff's better, so whatever you have to say is null and void. That's the kind of people that I'm talking about here, because there are people out there that know a lot more about video games than me, and I tend to learn from stuff, people that I'm buying from, about video games, but just an arrogance about, well, this is I've been collecting and I have this in my collection, this in my collection, so therefore I know everything about video games. That's one thing that just really irks me, and kind of puts me off on not wanting to buy from that individual. So that was number five. So number four, if I hold up four fingers, number four is pricing items not according to the product. So what I mean by that is you might go into some game shops, or you may go into some vendors booths or areas or whatever, that have multiple of an item. For example, the only thing that I've got sitting right in front of me is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan. They may have this game, and it may be just like this. Maybe a loose disc or a case and game only, no manual. This one doesn't look like it came with a manual, because it has the print on the inside that tells you how to access the online manual. But let's say that it didn't come with a manual, and it was priced the same as another copy they had with a manual. Or let's say that the cover was jacked up and it was the same. It's more so with like cartridge-based stuff. Let's say they have two copies of Super Mario All-Stars, for example. One of them, the label's kind of faded and the label's rough on. The other one, the label's pressed tin. They haven't priced the same. Like you have to price that accordingly. Or even if it's a larger item, like I've got an inbox SNES up here over my head. I did a video a while back on the channel about that, and it's one of the nicest complete inbox Super Nintendo consoles that I've seen, other than one that's brand new. So finding one 30 years after it released, and having one in that good a shape is rare. So that would be priced accordingly. So I wouldn't price that one the same way I would price one that you open up and the console's yellow, or the box is all beat up and taped together. I don't know if that makes sense, but I see that a lot. And when people price stuff, they may look it up online, and they may have a. We'll take Bucky O'Hare for example. They may have a Bucky O'Hare, but there may be writing on the label, or the case may be busted, or the label may be faded, or maybe peeling up, or water damage, or whatever. And off the top of my head, I don't know what this game's going for right now. I'd say probably 3 to 325 range. Loose cart. Well, that's worth that in the condition that you're looking at here. That label's nice and pristine. It's not getting any nicks or cuts, or it's not peeling, or no water damage or nothing on it. But if you got one that has some label damage, it's not at that 325 range. It's more like, depending on, let's say that maybe the label was pulling up on here and there was a little bit of fading on the yellow. I would price that probably closer to like 2 to 250 range, depending on the extent of the damage. Not the 3 to 325 or whatever. So that's kind of what I'm talking about there. People that price all their stuff the same, regardless of the condition of that item. So, with that being said, that was number 4. We're going to go on to number 3. Number 3, stickers and labels and stickers on the artwork. I don't have any in front of me, but I've seen some, and I'm not talking about just a random sticker on a game case or something like that, because that's easy enough to get off. A hair dryer. Usually peel those right off. What I'm talking about is there's some older GameStop games, like Xbox era, PS2, GameCube era, to where for whatever reason GameStop thought it was pertinent to open up and put the sticker on the spine of the artwork. I've seen some where they put the sticker in there, they set it in there, and it still has the backer on it. It's not stuck to the artwork, and then close it. That's fine, because I just open it up and pull that out. But some of them actually adhere it to the spine of the artwork. That's crazy. I can't stand that. On cartridge-based stuff, we'll use this one for example. I've seen some vendors and even some game stores that'll, like a regular price tag, stick it in the corner on the label. You have all this cart here. At the back of the cart, I would much prefer, if there's any sellers out there watching, put a sticker on the back of the cartridge. Because if it messes up the back, I can swap that back out. I can't swap the front out because it has the original label on it. So put the sticker on the back of it, or even put a something that Double Jump video games does on their high end stuff, is they'll put a Post-it note on the plastic itself, and then they stick their store UPC sticker on that Post-it note, so it's not on the label. That's ingenious. But there's plenty of them with stickers on labels and stickers on artwork. There's just no need for that, because there's plenty of real estate to put a sticker not on a label of a video game. Number 2, eBay price sellers. Now, what I mean by eBay price sellers is, if you want to sell your stuff at eBay prices, that is by all means your right to do that. I'm not knocking anybody for that. As a collector and not a reseller, It is a pet peeve. And the reason it is they'll price it not based on eBay sold listings. They price it at like buy it now prices. Well, that's not necessarily what it's selling for on eBay. That's what someone wants to get out of it. If it goes for auction, it may go cheaper. So get an average of that. Look at the sold listings. See what it's selling for. Do an average. Put that price on there. And if people are pricing all their stuff at eBay prices, yeah, there's some fun in going out and on the hunt and finding stuff. But let's face it, if we go out on the hunt and we're going to the garage sale and we find a Bucky O'Hare in a bin of video games for $5, that's obviously not somewhere where people's pricing based on eBay. It's someone pricing based on they know nothing about it. It's a toy. It's a game. $5. Get it out of here. So if I was going to a game store and this was the same price that I could get it delivered to my door in that game store on eBay, why would I waste my money in gas driving all the way to this video game store to see that they've got this, to pay that price for it, when in actuality I could probably do some more shopping online and get a little cheaper than that. So I don't like people pricing their goods on par with online retailers when it's just so much easier to purchase it from that online retailer. So my number one, now this is my biggest pet peeve, number one on the list is when people do not price stuff, or they priced stuff 2 years ago, but that's not the price of it today. And what I mean by that is they won't price anything at all. And that is fine if you're going to do this tier of game is $30. This tier of game is $25. This tier of game is $15. I completely get that and I understand that. That's easy for me to understand. I can know going in, all of them on this shelf are $10. All of them on this shelf, $15. So on and so forth. But if none of the games are priced, and I have to ask, hey, what's your price on this at every game? And then they look it up on eBay or they look it up on price charting or whatever, and then they give me that price, then I'm probably not going to come back there. And I'm probably not going to buy anything there to begin with, unless I can work out some kind of lot deal with them. And another other token of that is people with old prices on games. I hate, going through stuff and looking at games and maybe seeing this for $30 and thinking, $30 is an expensive NES game, but that's a really good deal on Bucky O'Hare. Then I get up to the counter and I'm like, here you go. And they're like, oh no, that's not $30. That's, it's an old sticker. That's from, 5 years ago or whatever. I've just not had a chance to reprice them. And then they look it up. Well, if you showed me a sticker that says $30 on this video game, and it's your sticker, I expect you to honor that price. I don't expect you to then look it up and say, well, I can make another $250 on that game. So, no, that's a $300 game. Granted, it is, and it's your stuff. You're more than welcome in doing that. I'm not telling anyone not to do that. But if you're in the business of making money in video games, stay on top of that market. If your sole means of money making is selling video games, stay on top of that. Once a week or once a month or once every 2 weeks, however you need to do it, kind of go through your inventory and price things accordingly. That's the easiest way to do that. Because if you had that priced at $30 5 years ago, and you've had it for 5 years or a year or whatever, video game market's crazy, you priced it at that low price to make money to begin with. You wouldn't have priced it to lose money. So at this point, you're just trying to make more money. And again, it's your product, you can do that, but take the time to go through and check prices and update price tags. So that is my 5 game collecting pet peeves. And then I promised you a bonus one. Now this bonus one is kind of on the reselling aspect. Because contrary to what anyone will tell you, if you collect video games, at some point, you will sell something, trade something, give something away, or something like that to someone. Because you'll get a double, or you'll downsize your collection or something. At some point, you will move inventory from your collection or your overstock to get other stuff in. It's inevitable. Everyone will do it. And that's fine. But from a seller standpoint, if I've went through and I've got an inbox Super Nintendo, or I've got a really good copy of Bucky O'Hare, or what it is, I've bought this. I've brought it back. I've cleaned it. I've tested it. I've basically curated this item, got it ready to sell for someone to say, well, I can get that online cheaper. Well, that's not what, it's on eBay cheaper. Well, that's fine. Go to eBay and get that inferior copy of that cheaper. I am completely open to discussion and open to negotiating, but that is also a two-way street. If someone was to say, hey, I see you've got $325 on that copy of Bucky O'Hare. It is really nice condition, but I can get one on eBay. I just want to play it with the labels a little dinged up, for $300. Is there any movement you've got on that one? And I will either say yay or nay. It's as simple as that. But don't try to talk people down, or talk me down in particular, not people in general. Talk me down based on the price of an inferior item somewhere else. So guys, that's 5 pet peeves with collecting video games, 1 bonus with getting rid of overstock items. So 6 things that kind of irk me, grind my gears, burn my biscuits, so to speak, when it comes to the video game collecting world. Guys, again, if you have any pet peeves that just drive you crazy, put them down below. I want to know. Any of my other YouTubers out there that want to kind of do a response video to this, let me know. I'll link it in the comments. Guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you liked the content. If you did, hit that like button. If you've not done so, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. Again, it would give me the warm fuzzies. And if you ring that bell, then you will be notified when I post a video for you. Until next time.